Scene 1. The beginning at the end. The streetlights flickered across Ashbourne Street, where a young woman stood in the rain, bruised, humiliated, holding a rejection letter. Her name was Evelyn Hart. Her voice trembled as she whispered, "How could he? After everything." Behind her, the grand building of Hartwell Industries glowed in gold, a company she had once dreamed of joining, and whose name she never realized was her own bloodline. Scene 2. Flashback. The girl with big dreams. Evelyn was born in East London, raised by a foster mother named Maggie. She never knew her parents, only that they had died in a car crash when she was a baby. She grew up simple but ambitious, working multiple jobs while studying business. And then came Liam, charming, brilliant, and full of dreams. He promised her forever. "I'll build a company one day," he said. "You'll be my queen." Evelyn smiled, believing him. Scene 3. A secret life abroad. To support Liam's studies, Evelyn accepted a job overseas with an old law firm. What she didn't know was that her recruiter, Mr. Olcott, had found her name familiar. "Hart," he muttered. Could she be the missing heir? In another part of London, an old man, Arthur Hartwell, dying and guilt-ridden, stared at an old photo of a baby girl. "Find her," he whispered. "My granddaughter. She must inherit what's hers before I'm gone." Scene 4. The shadow of success. Years passed. Evelyn worked tirelessly abroad, learning business, growing sharper, unknowingly being groomed by Mr. Olcott for something greater. Meanwhile, Liam graduated with her support and joined Hartwell Industries, not knowing it was the empire built by Evelyn's bloodline. He rose quickly through charm and manipulation, catching the eye of Isabel, the chairman's glamorous goddaughter. He forgot Evelyn's calls, her letters, her sacrifices. Scene 5. The return. Evelyn returned to London as the confidential appointee of Mr. Olcott, who was now handling the inheritance of the mysterious Hartwell heir. But before she could learn the truth, she decided to surprise Liam at his company's gala, only to see him on stage, kissing Isabel, announcing their engagement. And worse, Isabel smirked and said, "We've chosen our new director, Liam Gray." The crowd applauded. Evelyn's heart shattered silently in the back row. Mr. Olcott met Evelyn after the event, furious that she had gone there. He gave her a sealed envelope. "You deserve to know the truth." Inside was her birth certificate. Evelyn Rose Hartwell, daughter of Arthur Hartwell, founder of Hartwell Industries. Her knees buckled. "Liam works for my family." Mr. Olcott nodded. "He works for you." Scene 7. The test of forgiveness. Arthur Hartwell died that same week. His final will named Evelyn as the sole heir. But under one condition. She must keep her identity hidden for 6 months and choose her successor based on loyalty, not love. So Evelyn returned to Hartwell Industries, not as the CEO, but as a low-level project consultant under a fake name. Liam, now a rising executive, treated her like a stranger, even mocked her. "People like you," he said once, "never understand power." She smiled bitterly. "Maybe not, but I understand people." Scene 8. The plane and the stranger. One night, she flew to Edinburgh for a merger meeting and sat beside a man reading a book titled Principles of Honor. He introduced himself. Adrian Pearce, CEO of Pearce Global, rival to Hartwell Industries. He was being forced into an arranged marriage with Isabel, Liam's fiancée. "Funny world," Evelyn said. "The woman who betrayed me will betray you next." They laughed, strangers bound by heartbreak. When the plane hit turbulence, Adrian grabbed her hand. "If we survive this," he said, "I'm buying you dinner." Scene 9. The collapse. Liam's greed caught up with him. He tried to forge signatures to gain power. Isabel betrayed him first. taking credit for his work and leaving him to take the blame. In a desperate move, he begged Evelyn, still unaware of her identity, to help him prove his innocence. She said nothing, only stared. "You once said I'd be your queen," she whispered. "But you crowned the wrong woman." Scene 10. The return of the heir. At the next board meeting, the truth exploded. The mysterious heir of Hartwell Industries was revealed. As Evelyn walked into the room, dressed in black and gold, the board gasped. Liam fell silent. Isabel's smile vanished. Evelyn placed her inheritance papers on the table. "I am Evelyn Rose Hartwell, the owner of everything you used to mock." Adrian entered behind her, now her business ally, and something more. Scene 11. The ending that wasn't an ending. Liam was fired and exposed. Isabel fled the country. Evelyn took control of her empire with quiet strength. But she did not seek revenge. She only visited Maggie's grave, whispering, "You told me to love without expecting anything back. Now I finally understand." Later, Adrian found her standing by the Thames. "You know," he said, "I never got to buy you that dinner." Evelyn smiled. "Maybe now I'll let you." Scene 12. The fall of the proud. When Evelyn took over Hartwell Industries, the first thing she did wasn't revenge. It was justice. The investigation revealed that Isabel's father, Richard Bloom, former finance director, had been embezzling funds for years. He was stripped of his position and assets overnight. The Bloom family mansion was auctioned. Their cars were repossessed. Their friends disappeared like smoke. Isabel screamed at her father, "You promised we'd always be untouchable." Her father, broken, replied, "We built our lives on lies, Isabel. And lies always collapse." Scene 13. From diamonds to dust. Days later, Isabel stood outside the same company where she once arrived in chauffeur-driven cars, now holding a janitor's mop. Her name badge read Isabel B. The other employees whispered, "Isn't that the woman who used to date the vice chairman?" Her face burned with humiliation, but pride kept her alive. She swore silently, "I'll never stay like this. I'll find another rich man. I'll rise again." Scene 14. Liam's broken throne. Liam's fall came slower, but harder. Without Isabel's father's protection, he was demoted, then terminated. The investors avoided him. The media exposed him. The same hands that once clapped for him now pointed in mockery. He rented a small flat with Isabel. They fought every night, over food, over money, over the ghosts of their lost luxury. "You ruined me," Isabel screamed. "You used me," Liam shouted back. And yet, when morning came, they clung to each other, not out of love, but out of shared failure. Scene 15. The return of temptation. One evening, Isabel saw a news article. Adrian Pierce and Evelyn Hartwell announced new global partnership. Her blood boiled. The woman who took everything from me now takes even him. She went to a gala where Adrian was attending, disguised as a catering assistant. When she saw him alone in the balcony, she approached with tears in her eyes and a false smile. "Adrian," she whispered, "don't you remember me?" He looked at her, tired, detached. "Yes, you're the woman who destroyed 2 men for ambition. What do you want now?" She leaned closer. A second chance. He stepped back. Not everyone deserves one. Scene 16. The price of desperation. After that night, Isabel spiraled. She took small jobs, janitor, waitress, even cleaning garbage trucks, anything to survive. But her obsession with reclaiming wealth consumed her. She followed rich men, begged for chances, and tried to manipulate sympathy. Each attempt failed. Word had spread. The fallen heiress turned beggar of attention. One evening, she saw Liam drinking on a street bench. He didn't even look up. "We're ghosts, Isabel," he muttered. And ghosts can't haunt the living. She left him there, broken, nameless, drunk, while she wandered into the cold London night. Scene 17. The reunion of two worlds. Months later, Evelyn and Adrian hosted a charity ball for displaced workers, funded secretly to help people like Isabel and Liam start over. When Evelyn saw Isabel in line for food, she paused. For a moment, she almost didn't recognize her. Thinner, trembling, eyes hollow. "Do you remember me?" Isabel whispered. Evelyn nodded gently. "Yes, and I remember the woman you could still become." Evelyn handed her an envelope, a job application for a real position at a rehabilitation center. Isabel's tears fell silently. "Why are you helping me?" Evelyn smiled faintly. "Because I know what it's like to start from nothing." Scene 18. Closure and redemption. Liam eventually found work as a mechanic in the suburbs. Humble, quiet, different. Isabel joined the rehabilitation center as an assistant. She cleaned, helped, and slowly began to rebuild her dignity. She saw Evelyn once more, this time not as an enemy, but as a reflection of what grace looked like after pain. Evelyn said softly, "We can't change our past, but we can choose our ending." Scene 19. Epilogue. The choice. Years passed. Evelyn married Adrian quietly, with no media, no gold, no crowds, only love. Isabel, now a counselor at the same center, helped women who once lived as she did. Proud, fallen, desperate. Liam wrote her a letter one day. "I used to chase power. Now I fix engines. Somehow it feels more human. I hope you're free now." She folded the letter with a faint smile. "I am." Final lesson. The world may strip away your wealth, but never let it take your humanity. Pride builds walls. Forgiveness opens doors. Every fall is either your ending or your beginning. And the choice is yours.